and welcome to round 7 of the AOR F1 League. Here we are in Montreal for the Circuit Shield Villeneuve. 35 laps is going to be on race day. It's going to be clear throughout the race. My name is Nunu, and I'm going to be talking you through my point and view of the race. First of all, we're going to be taking a look at the circuit, of course. They're very, very nice, and I think a lot of drivers like this circuit. Circuit Shield Villeneuve, only 4.35 kilometers long, around there. But you know, it's still a fun track. It's a very fast track. Lap times just around the 110, under 110. So here we are coming into qualifying. We're gonna get out of the garage as fast as we possibly can to go and see, or to go out and get a run on this thing. I forgot to take off a bit of fuel, so we actually have 13 laps of fuel on the car. But you know, it'll just be more time to get on a hard lap. But here we are coming up at the end of a current hard lap, and the last corner, we get an invalid lap time. And the next lap time, so we won't even be able to get a lap on the next lap time. So we're going to be coming into the pits anyway for a new tire, for a new set of tires, so we can get a nice, faster and even faster lap. So we go right onto another set of hypersoft tires. We go, and on our flying lap right here, this one was actually okay. I think the reason why I'm so much more slower in this than I am in the career mode in qualifying is because you know, the track limits, they're very, very extremely strict in this qualifying right here, but in the track for some reason it's way less. But we keep on going straight on to another quick lap right after the other one right there, just to a cooler lap in between. We managed to get it down to 1 minute 10.0 only, which is not fast at all. So I decided to pit in for the third and final set of hypersoft tires that we have for this qualifying session and see if I could get the lap times even more down, because I was really struggling. I was really hoping to do good, and we got an invalid lap time as we go over the line right there. So now it's time. We had the invalid lap time, of course, for that and the next lap. So now we come up to end the invalid lap time right there, and we get loose, under acceleration of the chicane, and we're front ring damage. And I think that is pretty surely qualifying over right there, because we have to go back to the pits and we have to get an out lap again, and there will only be 2.5 minutes. You can see by the time we come into the pits, there's 1.5 minutes remaining, and that definitely won't be enough to get that fastest lap right there. Eventually, the qualifying results. Our teammate Shingo is starting right in front of us in 9th place. We're starting in 11th. So pretty much Hurricane's eye for both me and Shingo right there, 9th and 11th. Of course, we have the free tire choice. He don't. So we might be wanting to go for 1 stop, or maybe I think we're going to go for 2 stop, just because it's almost as fast, and I just like not using up the tires. I just like not killing the tires throughout the race. That would not be right nice. So here, as I said, the strategy, we're going to be going for a 2-stop strategy, just because it's only 2 seconds slower, and I just like it a bit more to have some tires that you can push on. But whatsoever, that is the tire strategy. Here we are coming on to the formation lap for the Canadian Grand Prix. Of course, last time in Monaco we got demoted to 4th after some penalties in the race. We eventually finished up on the podium, but then we got demoted to 4th. That was what I was trying to say. So hopefully we can get a better result coming on to the formation lap. Important, very important to keep the tires seated up right there. We've hit in the back right there, so that's not too good. And we've got disqualified from the formation lap, and that means that we won't be able to heat up the tires and get them good and nice and hot for the start of the race. So maybe that'll be a disadvantage for me and the guys behind. We didn't even get to turn 1, and I think the guy, the Salcra guy behind us, just didn't manage to brake, because of course you saw these guys in front of us manage to brake, and maybe he didn't see it or something. But whatsoever, here we are on the grid, 35 laps around the Circuit Shield Villeneuve. It's 5 red lights and we're underway. We get off to a pretty decent getaway there, challenging a series right off the bat, challenging the McLaren, try to go down the inside. We don't want to go down the inside. We all brake ourselves right there, and he spun into the first corner onto the grass. We go, just need to be careful, not lose anything. We're losing positions, but if we know we can gain them back later, that might be a good and positive thing. So no damage in the start, maybe a little bit of a thing with the McLaren right in front of us, but eventually no one ended up with tire on the start. Actually, surprisingly good start from people. No one ended up with tire right of each other right there in the start. You can see we get very, very close to challenging this guy We've lost one position, so we're down into 12th at the moment, but I know we can gain this at some point. But we're getting front wing damage at the end of the first lap right there, so that I might just have cancelled myself right there. There was a guy on the wall, which means we gain a free position. And because of that front wing damage now, we have guys catching up to us, going past us, and just going away from us extremely fast. Because you get a run down onto the hairpin. I just wanted to kind of challenge him a little bit, but I don't know why, because I didn't think about that I had the front wing damage anyway, so he's gonna overtake us and get past us in the long run anyway. But you can see he goes past us down the DRS straight anyways. He gets a good run, tries to go down side by side through the chicane, but you can see he pretty much gets past us before, and we back out of that one, because going side by side through the chicane will just cause incidents and all this stuff. Of course, we have to choose which corners we want to battle in, because example, a turn 7 chicane, I think that's not a good place to battle at all. But lap number 4, we are going to come into the pits for a front wing change, because it was getting quite ridiculous with how much time we were losing. So we are going to be going on to the ultra soft tires, and then do another ultra soft tire, or super soft, or maybe even hyper soft if we have very, very good tire wear right there. So we'll see how long we can push these ultra soft tires and go on to another set of tires later on in the race. So it's going to be a 2-stop anyways, not really too much, but we just didn't give the soft tires too much time. We're gonna come out right behind the Ferrari of Frisco 341. Some of these guys have kind of weird names, and that's what I'm saying. My name is Baby on Greenlandish, so what am I even talking about? We'll go for a dive down the inside of the hairpin. We're approaching the Williams pretty fast, and he just gets the throttle down right there. It's gonna be a 3-wide battle into the chicane. I don't like going side by side through the chicane. I always like to back out of that one, whatever it does. But here we're getting a slipstream on both of them. We need to back off that one, because we got kind of boxed in right there. Van Oosten and the McLaren pitting in right there. But now it's time to get this guy on the run down to the chicane. You can see we pretty much go past him before we even get to the chicane because of the DRS. So we come back to take the full racing line, and we go past him. I felt like we were getting slowed down by him, because we had faster, we were on faster times, we were going faster than him. You can see we pretty quickly eke out the gap and catch up to this guy in the Renault right here. And so now it's time to see if we can get the move done on this guy. It doesn't have to be too fast or too stressed, because eventually spinning out will lose you more time than waiting behind. You can see he goes defensive, he locks up right there. We just find the gap down the inside of the second corner, but that turns to outside. We try to come back for a switchback maneuver, but as we know, the chicane is not a nice place to go side by side, so I waited out for this place right here where it gets a bad exit. We get a good exit. Now we have the DRS down the long straight. We turn it up to overtake more right there, and we get him before we even get to this chicane right here, and it's a nice overtake right there on lap number 13. Moving on 6 laps later, you can see we're cruising around, we're eking out the gap on him, and I decide we actually have the McLaren of MTW1 man, the guy that we stole the win from on the last lap in China. He overtakes us, but we're going into the pits anyways for another set of ultra soft tires, because I couldn't push these tires anymore. The rears were having their own life. They were just messing around in the back end. I was getting quite a lot of oversteer, so I had to pin in for some new tires. I decided to do it with 16 laps remaining, which is, I think, a Hypersoft would have been too much. They would have died around 3 or 5 laps to the end, so I think Ultrasoft was the right strategy, the right choice to go to the end. We got a first track exceeding limit thing of the day on lap number 21. You can see we're instantly quicker. Alright there, of course it is new tires, so that is very much to be expected. We're cruising around, we're catching this guy extremely much. We're catching Chris right there, and then we're lapping Salco, the guy who drove into us on the formation lap. Now Chris here teleports out of the way and now goes behind me and the Red Bull, so it's kind of like a free position going up to 7th place. But now it's time to go chase after the 6th place of a Ryder PX, but Snoxy, they're kind of battling it out right there, the Mercedes and the the Toro Rosso. So it's time to see if we can go catch him out there. But we get a penalty, a 2-second time penalty for cutting the corner saddle right there. And instantly we get another corner cutting penalty half a lap later. But now it's time to see if we can go catch these guys. I think they were too fast. They were way too fast, so there's no chance that we were going to be able to catch them. So now it's time to cruise around home to a 7th place. But if you're looking on the map there, this is yellow sector in the first corner, and it looks like Ryder PX and Snoxy and the Mercedes have tangled up through the first corner, because we catch up extremely much just through this corner right here. I don't know what happened. I don't have a replay from their view, sadly, but we catch up to this guy extremely fast. I don't know if he had front wing damage or anything. I think he had, because You can just see how much faster we were going right here. We actually had to back off the throttle if we weren't going to crash into the back of him. But now here we are going side by side for the outside into the first corner, which of course turns to the inside. 2 laps remaining. Can we get this guy right here? But you can see there he just backs out of that one. I don't know if he had front wing damage, because if he had that, that would of course make sense that he wasn't going to battle us. But we also managed to catch up to this guy, the Toro Rosso. Rider PX, extremely fast. Also one of the faster guys in this league right here. We managed to catch up to him extremely fast. We get the slipstream, we get the DRS. He's going to go for the inside move. This is not the best place to make an overtake, but we have the chance now, so we are of course going to go for the gap around the outside, and he doesn't keep his nose in there, so I think they both had some kind of front wing damage, if I'm right. But that was the last lap of the race actually, and now we're coming up to the last couple of corners, the last chicane, and you can see there he's just too far back, and it is going to be from 7th place to 5th place in the last 2 laps. Extremely dramatic end to the race. But from 11th on the grid, we come over the start-finish straight, over the finish line to claim a 5th place here in Canada. Circuit Shield Villeneuve. Awesome race right there. Of course, we had the front wing damage, and that was like I threw it out of the window right at that moment. But a 5th place is very, very awesome. Of course, we have the luck with us right at the end there. Of those 2 guys tackling up together. Eventually we had 15 people that finished the race out of 18 starts, so it's only 3 retirements, not really too much, and an awesome 5th place for us here in Canada. Of course, one of the best circuits on the calendar. I very much enjoyed driving it. It eventually was the Renault driver of Hulk Bobby. Of course, we had some intense battling with him in Monaco, but he takes home the win with, I don't know who it was on the podium together with him. I think it was I can see it's Toro Rosso and a McLaren, but I just don't know who it was who joined them on there. Final race results, here you have them. Hulk Bobby took the victory. M2W1 man, actually the guy we stole the victory from in China, finishing in 2nd place, and Major Groove in the Toro Rosso in 3rd place. 5th place for us, and sadly one of the retirements, one of the 3 retirements were Shingo, and I don't know if I think he crashed out and lost his wheel or something. You see how many people actually had a penalty. Only the leader, Hulk Bobby, didn't have a penalty, but we were able to minimize the penalties. Only got 1 2-second time penalty. It doesn't mean we get demoted to anything, but whatsoever. I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to like and subscribe and all that shit, and I'll see you on the next one. Let's get into kind of a montage thing here right at the end. Bye, guys. And we get loose under acceleration of the... Here we are, coming on to the formation lap. And we've hit in the back right there. And we've got disqualified from the formation lap. It's 5 red lights and we're underway. We all break ourselves right there, and he spun. We're getting front wing damage at the end of the first lap right there. He gets a good run, tries to go down side by side through the chicane. But lap number 4, we are gonna come into the pits for a front wing change, because it was getting quite ridiculous with how much time we were losing. And we're gonna come out right behind the Ferrari. We'll go for a dive down the inside of the hairpin. You can see we pretty much go past. As he goes defensive, he locks up right there. We just find the gap down the inside. He overtakes us, but we're going into the pits anyways for another set of ultra soft tires. I couldn't push these tires anymore. The rears were having their own life. Chris here teleports out of the race. They're going to get a penalty, a 2-second time penalty, and it looks like Rider PX and Snoxy in the Mercedes have tangled up. We are going side by side for the outside into the first corner. 2 laps remaining. Can we get this guy? Right there, but you can see there he just backs out of that. We managed to catch up to him extremely fast. We get the slipstream, we get the DRS, but we have the chance now, so we are of course going to go for the gap around the outside. Over the finish line to claim a 5th place. Hulk Bobby takes home the win.